Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Amanda and I love crafting, shopping, decor and makeovers. Thanks for tuning in. I'm back in the new dollhouse again today and I'm actually revisiting a room I've already sort of partially done up, which is the bathroom. So you could go and watch that video. I will put a card up here and obviously you can look through the playlists. I hadn't quite finished it. I got the vanity done and the toilet, and I sort of started fashioning a shower, and I still had a stool from my old bathroom. And then I did my DIY kit, which hopefully you've watched recently, and if not, again, go back to the Dollhouse playlist and you'll find it. And I was really inspired by the bathroom in that kit, so I thought I would apply the ideas from there back into my new bathroom. So I've got some changes to make. So the first change was the vanity unit. So I had a sort of a big vanity unit that went to the floor, and it was a complete box. And I put the mirror above it, and then I put a sink on top. And when I did the kit, it was actually fixed to the wall, and it was only half. It didn't need a back on it, and it just seemed a bit more lightweight and streamlined. So I thought that's a good idea. And also, I thought, well, I will change the sink as well. So I just made a front and two side pieces out of card, and I covered it with the same black paper as the first one. But instead of just sticking a flat piece on top, I got a thicker piece of card and wrapped my tape, the same tape around, but kind of put an edge on it. So now it looks, I think, looks a bit more like a piece of marble or something, rather than just a flat top on the unit. I used the same pin idea for the handles, and my very useful, I've got these little silver strips of sticky, which comes in different sizes, which is great for creating the impression of doors. So I put that on and then just mounted it on the wall underneath the mirror that I had kept on. So now that, I think, looks fantastic. Although pleased with it when I first did it, is actually a Yankee Candle jar lid, a small one, and some beads and some foil. I thought, again, this needs streamlining, so I just got a paper clip and bent it into a tap shape, covered it with the black sticky paper that I've got. Then I got a lid, I think it was possibly a gin bottle lid, lovely, already black, so it looks fantastic. And then I got a couple of buttons, some black and white ones, to mount the sink on. And then I had a little look through my bead collection, and I have found a nice sort of bead for a necklace. And then I got two screws and then put them either side to make the taps, and then super glued it all together. And I think that looks really cute. At this point, actually, I had forgotten to put the drain into the sink, but I do manage to remember that. So when you see it at the end, it will have a little drain in. Continuing to be inspired by my Dollhouse kit, I made some toiletry bottles, again using some beads off some old necklaces, and just sort of super gluing them together. And I think they're great, and they sort of work better in proportion, I think, than what I had before. And then I actually had, if you look the other side, this is a super cute idea. It's one of those silver screws that you put inside when you're fixing furniture together to lock them together. And I thought that'll make a nice little toothbrush holder. And so I took my old toothpaste, cut it a bit smaller, and reshaped it. And then I had to make a new toothbrush because my other one was too big. But I think that all looks great now. As I say, it's similar, but just, I feel it's just a little bit more streamlined, and you know, I'm really pleased with it. Here's the wardrobe that I did last week for the bedroom, and then if you look around the other side, you've got the vanity and the mirror all stuck on. I love this, that I can take this in and out. You know, and it's a perfect room divider, and using that to stick things on, I think, is a really good idea. I got that from the Dollhouse kit, sticking things into place. I wanted to make a new rug because I did have a little round rug, but it was made of jute. And I think with the black and white grey theme I've got going on, I thought grey rug would be better. So I got some grey wool, just got a piece of shiny card and used some Pritt stick. As you can see, it's just covered in Pritt stick. And then I just wrapped it round, coiled it round, and just kept going until I felt that the rug was big enough. And then I just cut it out. So it's got card on the bottom, and like that's just a great base for the rug. And I think that's really cute. This was the original bathroom. And you can see the shower. I just stuck some paper in, a flat piece of paper at the bottom in a sort of a square rectangle shape, and then stuck a bit of perspex on to make it an open shower. And I definitely wanted to change that. As I was proceeding with the remodel, I realised that a lot of the furniture and decor in there was black and white and grey. So I felt that the floor that I had originally put in doesn't really fit with that. But luckily, I had a piece of tile left from my previous dollhouse that I hadn't used, and that fitted in perfectly. So it's a lovely grey marble floor now. Again, I was inspired by my dollhouse kit shower and how it was shaped. So I thought I would go with a similar idea. So I got a piece of poster board for the base, cut it so it creates an angle, covered it with some printable paper, tiled paper that I got off the internet, and then cut that out, and I've got my base for the shower cubicle. Put my little drain into place, so obviously the water has somewhere to go. Makes it look a little bit more realistic. And then actually from my dollhouse kit I had some perspex which I could have put on the kit to cover it in, and I thought I'm going to slice that up to make the sides of my shower. So to make the back wall of my shower, I just got a piece of white card, bent it into shape, and then covered it with my marble effect paper. Then I got a paper clip and bent it round into a shower head shape. And then I had a bead and a button, which I managed to put together, and super glued it on with another bead on the top. Again, I was inspired by my dollhouse kit for that design. And then I just initially just blue tacked it into place with a bit of super glue as well, and then put over two, actually they're not buttons, they were on an old pair of shoes that I had, and they've been perfect for the dollhouse. So I had two pearl round ones and two little square silver ones that go together to make the base of the shower and the taps. So then I cut two further perspex panels for the doors, and I put two little beads on each door, little silver beads, and then stuck on a piece of paper clip that I had cut to fit, and then glued those all on to the base. I used a spare piece of perspex that I had from cutting, a little piece left over, which works perfectly as a little shelf inside the shower stall. And then I utilised a little, I think that's a glue stick, not a glue stick, a glue lid with a little bit of greenery in. And then I made some more containers, some shower gels and shampoo. The yellow one is just lots of yellow buttons glued to each other with one button on top that has sort of a little extra bit on it, which is perfect for a lid. And then the other one is just a pin, one of those pearl pins that I've got, stuck through two beads and all super glued together. And I think they look really fancy, and I'm just really pleased with how you can make little jars and containers with really tiny little beads and buttons. Absolutely great idea. Just to cover up all the joins on the doors, and also just to make it look a bit more professional, I got some of my trusty silver tape out, the largest wedge, and then stuck some all around the bottom and up each panel, just to finish it off. And I'm again super impressed with how professional it looks, and how much sort of better than my first attempt. So as I've already said many times, I think doing the kit has really done me a good lot of learning and given me lots of new fabulous ideas. So I'm very pleased that I did it, and it is nicer doing it at this size because this is a little bit bigger than that was, so it's not quite as fiddly. So it's all coming together now. I put the toilet back in and the toilet roll holders, and then I put a couple of plants in as well. And then under the window, I decided to, again inspired by my kit, create a towel holder. And so I just actually got, I think it was old flannel, and cut them into shape. And then I just got a bit of green thread and put a loop on the big one. And then I just glued a bead with a pin in the end so you can't see the whole of the bead, and then put that on the wall by the shower. So you could actually put a bathrobe on there, but I thought I'll put a big bath towel on there. And then under the windowsill I got another two of those beads, but left the ends open, and then folded round another part of a paper clip. I think it was the bit that was left over from when I made the shower, and it was a perfect sort of shape almost already, so I only had to bend it a little bit and put in each hole, and then glued that under the window, and then placed the smaller piece of towel on. Here's the finished bathroom. Everything's in place. I've got my pot plants, I've got the mat in, I've got the towels up, the shower's in, the toilet's back in and everything. And I think it's definitely an improvement on the first attempt. This is the good thing about dolls' houses, though. You can just, make changes quite quickly. It's much easier than remodeling a real house, but it is a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed that and that you stick with me for future renovations in my new dollhouse. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't, please consider doing so. Give me a like, drop me a comment, because I do love to hear from you. So, until next week, take care. Bye bye.